So I'm now ready to go, and this is the outfit of the day. I love this scarf. This is one of my favorite scarves as it's stretchy, and I love the color as well. But not everyone who have seen this color really liked it, but I really like it. So let's say that most of the times I receive comments on my scarves, and the comments on this scarf was quite horrible. Let's say that I've had a few comments from few friends who have told me that the scarf's color was not that great and wasn't pretty. So they advised me to consider utilizing this scarf as the color is quite horrible. But I do like it. So now I am ready to go. This is the outfit. I hope you like it as well. It's a black tracksuit, few leggings, and shoes. I'm actually wearing these shoes which are cute, lovely, and nothing else. But I love black shoes in general, so I usually wear black, but I don't mind other colors as well. And I may wear a coat as it's quite cold in the morning, as it's still early. Let's say that the sun has not risen yet, so it's actually 5:50. So I'm going to leave the house in 20 minutes. So I'm going to leave at 10 past 6. So it's actually dark outside, so I am going to wear a coat with what I'm wearing right now, and I've decided to wear a grey coat, my grey coat. So yeah, I am now going to have some breakfast and try to get rid of this stomachache that I am actually having in the moment. As I have a stomachache, probably was because I've had. Usually, I do have something in my stomach in the morning, to avoid the stomach aches, or to avoid belly aches. I'm not sure what is the reason, but I usually have to drink, or I need to eat something in the morning. So probably would be that. I am now going to show you as well the coat. So today I may wear a coat, even if I don't wish to wear it. But I know that it's actually cold in the morning because it's actually 6 o'clock in the morning and the sun has not risen yet. So probably it will be cold. Um, so I've actually to wear a light coat. It's not heavy, it's quite light. Yeah, so I will actually wear this coat today. And yeah, I will now make my way to the kitchen, which is downstairs. And actually makes a tea and have some biscuits or a snack. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have yet. I know that I will stop um, in a coffee shop to grab something for breakfast, as I actually can't fast today. Even if I do have to prepare myself for Ramadan, as some Ramadan is going to be starting soon. So if I'm not mistaken, now we are in a month of Rajab, if I'm not mistaken. So we only have 2 months left for Ramadan, if I'm not mistaken. So I actually have to get ready as well for Ramadan, prepare for Ramadan, as this year was actually strange and I did not prepare for Ramadan at all. I haven't prepared myself for fasting at all. So I had to start preparing and change my diet all over again because I'm actually not prepared. Usually, um, I'm usually prepared for Ramadan, but this year I'm not. And I have to say that even last year I had a few problems to fast during last during Ramadan. So I missed 2 weeks, which I have still not paid. So I need to pay my 2 weeks of fasting. I need to pay my fasting, which are actually 2 weeks. So I missed 2 weeks, and I have now I now have to prepare myself for fasting because as I'm not my body is not prepared. I feel tired most of the time, so I may have to change my diet and change my habits in order to be able to fast before Ramadan starts and pay my days before Ramadan starts. As I actually have 2 weeks to pay, 15 days, if I'm not mistaken, or more to pay. As the last year I felt sick. Let's say that the last year I wasn't in the best of health, so I had to skip fasting, and I have not fasted for 15 or 15 plus days. So I actually have to um, catch up, and I have to pay those days. So now I actually have 10 days, 10 minutes to leave, so I actually have to wash the car, prepare tea. But I hope you do like my makeup, and I hope you do like the look of today. So I know that you can see the house. So the house is actually not mine, but I'm actually renting it at the moment. So it's not my house, but I am renting the house temporarily. So I've been living in the house for a couple of months, and I've been living in the house alone. But all the things that are in the house are not mine, as the house was already decorated. So the only things that are mine are actually my clothing. So yeah. Um, so yes, I could say that live alone sometimes could be challenging or brain consuming, as you always have to use your brain because you're actually living alone. So let's say that everything depends on you. You need to clean the house, you need to make your own things, you need to um, place, like you have to do everything. No one is going to help you. So let's say that your brain has to be active. And sometimes I have days in which I'm not even able to stand up from bed. So let's say that it's kind of good as well, as it push you to stand up, it push you to carry on with your life, to carry on with the days. So it's quite a positive thing as well. But I have days in which I feel so um sad, not sad, not completely sad, but I feel as if I was missing something, as I am actually 24/7 on my own, except at the times when I do actually see people, see friends, then I usually spend that period of time with them. But otherwise, I'm actually at home 24/7, so I have to try to be positive and always have to try to stay away from negativeness. I always have to try to make sure that I'm away from negative thoughts. I always have to try to push and uh, push studying, push reading books, because of course you're living alone. So um, you can't depend on something else or on someone else to wake your brain up, but you actually have to look for hobbies, look for courses to study, look for things that you need to improve, and spend your time in trying to improve those things or improve the lackings that you have. So actually you have to always be aware to try to make your time always um, occupied in beneficial things. So I actually have days in which I wouldn't like to do anything as well, by Allah. But I do have days in which sometimes I find myself on the bed, and if weren't for the alarms that I do set up in the morning, then I haven't stand up for even for a cup of tea. I wouldn't stand up. So seriously, I um yes. So I don't have it what to say, but I wouldn't say that is bad. But would I how do you say? Would I advise someone to live on their own? No, as people can literally go paranoid, but it's not it's not a bad thing. But if you, let's say that if you do have people who you can surround with, then I do have people who I can surround with, and who I know that will be how do you say, I will be safe. But let's say that everyone has their life, they're usually married with children, so you can't actually live with them. And yeah, you have to actually learn to live on your own. So these are the advices that I would advise to someone who wishes to live on their own. Anyway, I wouldn't push you to live on your own. Let's say that my idea would be to live with a friend. If you do have a friend, then live with your friend, and a friend who you can trust, because you know, no, you will live together, so you need to trust together. You need to trust each other. Otherwise, I'm not sure how it's going to end. But if you do have someone who you trust and someone who loves you, and you loves them on a return, you loves them and they love you, then of course, then you can live together. Why not? You will be able to be compatible. um as children at school is the same most of the times. um the relationships which last longer are the relationship which start in nursery or school, because the children are still young, and they get to know each other. They grow up together, and then they usually stick to each other. They usually how do you say, they are usually used to each other's habit, used to each other's character. So if they do grow up together, most of the times, if I have to be honest, you do see this type of relationship successful. So successful when they're young, and successful in their um, teenager era, and then successful as well in their adult and older area. So usually um, friends who do meet up when they're young, they're usually able to stick with each other or stay with each other for a period of time, only known from Allah. But most of the times, you do see people who stay with each other for years, and that's a beautiful thing, because they grow up together. So they grow up learning to understand each other's habit. Let's say that they don't even speak. Now I am trying to say it in my words, but this could be um, looking um, offensive for some people, because I am trying to explain it in my words, when um, usually people who they get along well together, they usually don't need to speak. They don't usually need to explain it in words, because they're usually, their nature, their character bond well together. So this is the thing. This is the good thing. And I'm not sure what to say. Yes, if I have to be honest. Now I'm going to prepare my tea, and I'm going to leave. So I'll See you soon. I'm not able to record at the moment because I'm actually recording with my phone.